What's the hustle, Crustle? I am Justin from StriatonRadio, and we are back! Or kind of, sort of back. This is kind of our way of celebrating our return to the podcasting scene. So what is this? This is a Wi-Fi tournament to be hosted by StriatonRadio. And it is a singles tournament, and it has been styled after the anime. The anime is Pokemon Leagues. The official title of the tournament is the Striaton League Conference, much like the Indigo Conference, the Silver Conference, and the sort. So what does this even mean? What's going to go on with this? So first of all, we'll jump into the title page first. We have the Striaton League Conference. It is an anime-styled Wi-Fi tournament, as I said, to be hosted by StriatonRadio. What is it? It is a singles tournament inspired by the anime's Pokemon League. The anime has a very cool way of holding their Pokemon Leagues, and I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to emulate that in the video game. And it is also a way for trainers to have the fun of casual battles while still incorporating the competitive aspects. As many of you might have felt throughout the years as the competitive battling started to pick up steam, a lot of the casual aspects of just using your favorites or using, some of the more difficult, obscure strategies have become undershadowed, and they've been kind of kicked under the rug. A lot of competitive players get upset when you start using, the strategies that aren't the norm. So StriatonRadio wants to go ahead and kind of give trainers a venue for them to get their casual battling out while still being competitive. And hopefully the Striaton Conference is going to be a fun, differently styled tournament aimed primarily at using favorites or lesser used Pokemon without feeling underclassed or that other people are so much better than them. We want this to be a fun tournament for everyone, where everyone's using, I guess I keep going back and forth with this, but using Pokemon that they like and teams that they might not use in the normal competitive battling scene. So how is this Wi-Fi tournament going to be different from other Wi-Fi tournaments? Why should you participate in this specific one? First of all, as long as the Pokemon is capable of being bred in Pokemon X and Y, you may use it. It does not have to be Kalos bred, it has to be capable of being bred. So, you can use a Mienshao that you've been using since Generation 5, as long as you've sent it up through the Pokemon, what was it? Using Pokemon Bank, whatever. I forgot what the system was, but you could send your Mienshao from Generation 5 up to Generation 6 and use that exact same Mienshao if you'd like. The only catch is it must be capable of being bred in Pokemon X and Y. So, what does that mean? We can't use legendaries. That's the next thing. No legendary Pokemon. I personally understand that legendary Pokemon aren't OP automatically just because they are legendary. There are a lot of fairly frail or useless legendaries out there, and the only reason we are implementing this is because, except for the Sinnoh League, the Pokemon League was devoid of legendary Pokemon, so we'd like to give trainers a venue for them to go ahead and try doing this kind of thing without legendary Pokemon. So it kind of not really forces, but encourages you to be a little bit more creative in your team building skills and probably use Pokemon you wouldn't have used in other tournaments. Or, just casual, or competitive, I keep saying casual, competitive battles. So, another way that this is different, you can have up to 10 Pokemon readily available to switch in and out between matches. So, you can you can breed up to 10 Pokemon, have them be your team of Pokemon, and you can, in between matches, you could use, let's say you have a Manectric, a Pikachu, a Gengar, and, six Pokemon. You have your standard 6, and you have 4 Pokemon that you don't have in your battle box. And then let's say you think that Gengar isn't doing its work, so you want to switch it out for a Chandelure. Now that's not in your 6, but you can have the Chandelure in your 4, so you can just switch it out then and there. So it kind of lets you, bring some surprises to the table, and maybe even switch your team up every now and then, so you're not using just the same 6 Pokemon throughout the entire tournament. Items and moves may be switched between matches, but the actual Pokemon may not. So let's say, you don't like your Charizard being Charizard Y. You want to use a standard Charizard, like a Belly Drum Charizard. So assuming that you've had Belly Drum on your Charizard already, you go ahead and after match 1, you think Charizard Y sucks, so you go ahead and you take out the Charizard Diet Y, and you go ahead and use, like a Lepa Berry. I don't know what you use on Belly Drum, but you can do that. You don't have to use, or if you have different sets of how your Gengar runs, you can go ahead and use different items like Focus Sash, Choice Scarf, Choice Specs. You can switch it in between your matches. That's totally fine. But the one thing you cannot do is if you have a Gengar, let's say you have a Timid Gengar and a Modest Gengar, and you register your Modest Gengar, you must use that specific Gengar throughout all of your that you can't switch to your Timid one. You have to register your one Gengar and use that one Gengar. I hope that makes sense. Another cool thing that we're trying to do with this tournament is that there will be a trainer database so that you can do some rudimentary research on your opponent before your first match. I don't know if many of you noticed, but in the Johto conference, Ash was able to do some research on some of his opponents, including Gary. And I thought that's a really cool thing to do. So what we've decided to do is that we're going to put together a trainer database of the participants. We thought it would be a really cool idea for trainers to be able to research their opponents a little bit to kind of decide which of their 10 Pokemon that they want to bring into their battle. Of course it won't be super detailed. You won't know their movesets and stuff and possible items. You would just know what Pokemon that they're bringing, or what Pokemon that they have registered, their 10 Pokemon. And that would be all that you know about them, so you'd be able to plan your strategy accordingly. So it brings a little bit of surprise off the table, but also allows you to do a little bit more strategizing and kind of prepare for your battles. And of course, your opponent will be able to do the same for you, so it would be fair. And then finally, the last difference that this has with other Wi-Fi tournaments is that the first rounds, the preliminary rounds, will be 3v3 Swiss. Bring 6, choose 3, while the top cut will be 6 versus 6. It's just like in the anime where in the beginning rounds, the trainers would be able to only have like 3-on-3 battles, and then once you moved on to the top cut, you would have the 6 versus 6, the full battles that they would call it in the anime. So we wanted to kind of incorporate that into our tournament so that everyone would be able to just kind of like play differently. It's not just one kind of tournament. Everyone would be doing different things, and everyone would have a chance to test some new things out. So, what are the requirements for this tournament? The first thing that you need is a 3DS or a 2DS. It can also be a 3DS XL, obviously, but it must be a 3DS XL, or a 2DS. You must have a copy of either Pokemon X or Pokemon Y. Wi-Fi or internet connection will probably be very important for this, so yeah. You must have a maximum of 10 Pokemon ready for battle. And it will most likely be a singles team. Although if you just want to throw random Pokemon together, I guess that would work out too. It's up to you. You must have 8 badges from the Kalos region. I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the prerequisites to get into the Pokemon League is to have 8 badges. So, like every other league, you must have 8 badges in order to participate in the Striaton League Conference. And finally, you must have an account on Battlefy. Now, you are probably wondering, what is Battlefy? Battlefy will allow us to announce matchups much more quickly. Quicker, I don't think is a word. You'll be able to find your matchups much more quickly than you would, and if we were just listing off and like emailing people, oh hey, your opponent is this guy. You'd be able to see, everything that you needed to know right then and there, so it would be much faster. So you need an account on battlefy.com to participate in the Striaton League Conference. So what is the format? The preliminary rounds will be bring 6, choose 3, 3 versus 3 singles. And the top cut rounds will be 6 versus 6 singles. Obviously, you would have 10 Pokemon to choose from, so plan accordingly. Matchups will be determined on Battlefy, and each match that you have must be completed within the week. Battles will be conducted via Wi-Fi on the PSS or the player search system. So obviously you're going to need Wi-Fi connection or internet connection. So, and this is how the battle screen should look like when you're about to start your matches. So that, this is kind of the rules that we will be following. Now, one other thing that the only real clause that we have with this tournament, besides the no legendary rule, is the mega clause. This is only going to be effective during the preliminary rounds because these four Pokemon will make really short work of their opponents, and it'll kind of make things a little less fun for everyone. So, in order to make things fair, Blazikenite, Gengarite, Kangaskhanite, and the Lucarionite will not be allowed in the preliminary rounds, which is the 3v3. They will, however, be allowed during the top cut rounds. So for the full battles, you will be able to use these Mega Pokemon if they are on your teams. But for the 3v3, you may have these Pokemon, but you cannot use their Mega item. So you should probably plan accordingly to that. Another thing is the battle videos. In order for this to be kind of more than just a Wi-Fi tournament that happens and then goes away, we are going to ask that the victor of every match save a battle video of their battle and send the code to StriatonRadio at StriatonRadio at hotmail.com or jasonftw@gmail.com. This will allow us to post the videos on Striaton Radio's YouTube channel once the conference is over and a champion has been decided, so that other people can kind of see what went on and see how these battles went. So it's not just a Wi-Fi tournament that happened and then there's no record of it besides just writing it down. We'll be able to see it. So hopefully you guys can go ahead and do that for us, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the matches that you see. And this also encourages players to play their best, so that they don't get embarrassed online. I don't know. I'm probably going to be embarrassed really quickly online. So how do you register? Let's say that after watching all of this, you decide, hey, this is a really cool tournament idea. I want to participate. So how would you go about doing that? Well, simply, you send an email to either StriatonRadio@hotmail.com or srgymleaderjustin@hotmail.com. When you send your email, like the form says over here, you must include your name. Just your first name or your username will be fine. You don't have to give us your full details in case you're not comfortable with that. But we do need to have something to call you by, so that would be important. Your friend code is a must because we can't battle you unless you have your friend code, so that's going to be important. A snapshot of your trainer card. Now, this is an optional option for the trainer database specifically. It really doesn't hold any bearing. I trust you guys when you say that you have 8 badges, but the snapshot of your trainer card will allow me to put your trainer card on your trainer database so that, Pokemon X and Y has allowed us to create customizable avatars, but we only see it for about 2 seconds before a battle. So in order to not let it be wasted, I figured that it would be a really cool idea to just have a picture of your trainer card up on your trainer profile so that you could show off your style to everyone. Hopefully you guys will comply with that. It's kind of up to you guys whether or not you do it. I'm definitely going to be. And then finally, your 10 Pokemon to be registered. You must send that in with your email. Now, let's say you want to register for the tournament. You are for sure going to participate, but you do not have your Pokemon decided yet. That's not a problem. We will have a pending list. All you have to do is tell us that, your situation. And when you finally decided on your 10 Pokemon maximum, just send us a confirmation email and then you will be off the pending list and be onto the registered list. Also, it'll be really cool for you to include whether your Pokemon are shiny or not, so that I can go ahead and put the pictures on the trainer database accordingly. You will be informed of your status in the Striaton conference via email. So if you do not get an email back saying that you are part of the conference, then you're not in. And if you get one that you are in, then sit tight and get some practice in. Now, some friendly reminders from youngster Joey. The main purpose of this tournament is to enjoy some friendly battles. Now, obviously, if you bring in a bog standard OU team from, Smogon or for Pokemon Showdown, it's going to be a little less fun for other people because your, top tier Pokemon is probably going to overrun everyone else's like Nidoqueen or Liepard or someone wants to bring in a Lightning Rod Pikachu, and your Garchomp is going to just rip right through that. And I'm not saying that you can't use Garchomp if you'd like, but try to be a little bit more creative. Use some Pokemon that are your favorites without being your competitive favorites, or Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to use in the competitive scene very often because just it doesn't allow that very easily without losing. So try to be as creative and as imaginative with your team. Try to use Pokemon that are lesser used, but of course we cannot stop you from using what you would like. It's just it'd be really nice if you could play along, but up to you. It is a tournament and you got to do what you do what you got to do. Rage quitting shows poor character, so please don't rage quit, guys. Like, if you really don't want to watch your Pokemon get knocked out, just forfeit. There's a run button and just click that one, and then it's just it's a little more, it's courtesy basically. You show your opponent some courtesy that you're not just gonna like walk out. It's like, if you're in the middle of a real life battle, you wouldn't just walk out the stadium and just be like, done. You usually forfeit. I quit, surrender, turn Pokemon, walk away. So please be a good sport, show your opponent some respect, and don't rage quit. Honesty would be awesome, and it makes for a more enjoyable environment. So in any case where you are required to be honest, please do be honest. I mean, I trust you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys will be fine on that end, but never know. Just try to be honest. And finally, the most important thing is that you guys should have fun. This is supposed to be a fun tournament where everyone can just kind of have a casual competitive battle. So I really hope you guys have fun with this tournament. And that's it. That is the Striaton Conference. Hopefully you guys will sign up for this tournament and this doesn't just go to nothing. The more players, the better. The more rounds we can have, the more battles we can have, and the more exciting this tournament will be. So hopefully you guys will register and enjoy and get ready for some battles. Thank you all for listening. Striaton Radio is making its comeback, and I really miss being on the show with everyone. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that I want to say. Thank you all so much for listening and being, wasting like 18 minutes of your time to watch this video. Hopefully I see you guys around. May your battles be ever in your favor.